This is Channel 11 News. Today we're going to be talking about how the sun's energy reaches Earth. We'll also talk about why we need the sun's energy. The sun's energy is carried by packets of light called photons. The photons are bundles where energy depends on frequency. The radiant energy corresponds to a range of wavelengths on the electromagnetic spectrum of which visible light is only a small portion. Solar energy makes life on Earth possible. The sun is the source of energy for most of Earth's processes. It enables plants to grow, rain to fall, and wind to blow. Solar energy can also be converted into electricity, a necessity of the modern world. That's why the Earth... Wait, I just got word of some breaking news. Here's Santiago Ramirez with Channel 11 News.
Breaking news. The sun is going to explode. 5 billion years. Let's start from the beginning. A star forms from nebulae gas clouds. The collapse of the cloud may be triggered by the shockwave of interstellar collisions. Stars like the sun that are up to 8 solar masses may burn for 10 to 100 billion years. In the sun's core, hydrogen is fused to helium. This fusion produces an enormous amount of heat and light. During this process, the core fuses 620 million tons of hydrogen into helium and converts 4.2 million tons of mass to energy every second during this process. Some of this mass is lost during nuclear fusion and as the solar wind and mass ejections. When the star eventually runs out of hydrogen fuel, they swell up and the surface cools, turning them into a red giant. When the last of the nuclear fusion runs out, the star's outer layer puffs off, producing a planetary nebula. The core of the star forms from a white dwarf that is extremely dense and hot, composed mostly of carbon. Let's focus more on the sun, specifically the energy transfer mechanism that allows energy from the nuclear fusion in the sun's core to reach the Earth and solar flares. Solar flares are sudden releases of energy that can extend thousands of kilometers into space. They produce streams of highly energetic particles in the solar wind, known as solar particle events. They impact Earth's magnetosphere and present radiation hazards to spacecrafts and astronauts. Now let's talk about nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion generates all of the sun's energy. Nuclear fusion is when two light nuclei merge to form a single heavier element. Gravity pulls these elements towards the center of the sun, and nuclear fusion keeps the sun from collapsing by pushing outward and contracting the gravity. That's enough science for today. Thank you for coming.
Are you playing? Okay. Breaking news, the sun is going to explode. Dude! I'm sorry. I can't. Okay. Yeah, okay. Breaking news, the sun is going to explode in 5 billion years. Let's start from the beginning. A star forms from nebulae gas clouds. The collapse of the cloud may be triggered by the shock wave of interstellar... Stop!